Hi, I'm Mrs. Manriquez, and today I'm going to talk about the different types of technology that you can use and learn with. I would like to begin with how Rob Lyer defines integrating educational technology. In Chapter 1, Rob Lyer states that integrating educational technology refers to the process of matching digital tools and methods to given educational needs and problems. And as Bull and Cadger state in their article, Digital Storytelling in the Language Arts Classroom, technology offers a number of opportunities for connecting classrooms with the world, and using technology in the classroom gives students the opportunity to control the technology based on objectives that are constructed by their teacher.
Now I will demonstrate a second grade math lesson on geometry. For this lesson, I will be using an interactive whiteboard and a screen capture program to help make this part of the presentation. A triangle. A triangle is a shape that has 3 sides. So for example, this shape right here that I'm drawing would be a triangle. A quadrilateral. A quadrilateral is a shape that has 4 sides. So for example, this would be a quadrilateral. A pentagon. A pentagon is a shape that has 5 sides. So for example, this shape right here would be a pentagon. Now I will briefly explain how I made this part of the presentation. I used an interactive whiteboard called Stoodle. This allows you to draw, write, color, and it also allows you to share what you have created, basically with your classmates, students, or other colleagues. So you would just have to click on Launch a Classroom. Then you would be directed to write your name. And then you will be directed to your whiteboard. Here you are able to draw. You're also able to type. And then you have different colors where you can also choose from. And I also use this other program called Screencast-O-Matic, and this is what is allowing me to record and capture what I'm doing on my screen. So you would just click on Start Recording, and then you would be directed to another page. You would launch the recorder, and then you would basically go to the screen you want to capture. Then this white and black striped box would appear on your screen, and you would make it the size you want it depending on what you want to capture. And then once everything is set to go, you just click on record and you're ready to record your screen.
Another great way to communicate a lesson or other information with students is with podcasting. As Dr. Arnold stated, students can use podcasting for learning. They could use them in a listening capacity, such as listening to stories, or they can create digital story podcasts. This requires more active engagement.
Also, as Flanagan and Calandra state in their article, Podcasting in the Classroom, podcasting integrates naturally with audio-dependent courses such as music and foreign languages. For example, most students have used podcasting to listen to, memorize, and critique classical music. As you can understand, podcasting allows students to listen to the stories or information at their own time, pace, and they can use them to help prepare for homework, classroom, or test. Also, they can listen to these podcasts on their computers, phones, or iPods, on most of their on-go devices. We can identify such activity as an example of a flipped classroom model. As Rob Lyer states in Chapter 7, flipped classroom models are instructional approaches in which students do activities such as listen to or watch recorded lectures and/or demonstrations, then come to class and use hands-on methods to apply what they learned from their pre-class activities. For example, we can use this program called Odyssey to record your voice or to make other sounds, and then you can use that recorded audio to edit it in Odyssey. You can delete some parts, you can add some effects to it, and you can also raise the volume on some parts rather than other parts. Another program called PowerPoint can be used for e-kiosk learning. With this type of e-learning, students are given the opportunity to engage with not only words, but with pictures as well. As Richard Mayer states in his article, Designer E-Learning, people can learn better from words and pictures than from words alone. He identifies this as the multimedia principle. Let's first briefly see what Anna Runkle has to say about what e-learning is.
E-learning lets you integrate video and PowerPoint text and audio narration and interactive exercises and games. And it lets the learners see what you're trying to teach them. They can see it and hear it and read it and try it for themselves. It's an incredibly powerful tool.
Now I want you to listen to a short audio and story about a mom and a child. George loves to play outdoors. He takes his toy trucks and cars into the garden, and he races them everywhere. One day in the fall, Mom tells George that she's going to plant seeds in their garden. You can help me plant cabbage, broccoli, and cauliflower, Mom says. They are all of your favorite vegetables. Once they have planted them, Mom tells George not to run around in the garden. You don't want to hurt the baby seeds, she says. Let's play in the playground instead. George loves the playground too. He kicks his legs and swings up high. He and Mom go up and down and up and on the seesaw. He goes across the monkey bars and falls into Mom's arms. The playground is so much fun.
For example, if we reflect back to the podcasting and with listening to the audio, students can use that podcast to answer questions in this e-learning activity. For example, the question, where does George love to play? You can choose your answer, and if your answer is correct, you will hear correct. But if you click on the wrong answer, it will say also, within this e-learning, you can also click on the pictures that will play audio when you have clicked on them. Let's try.
As Rob Blyer states in Chapter 11, integrating technology in the classroom helps engage students in experiences where they generate new ideas as they examine and explore the questions.
Here is another example of an e-learning presentation that was fully done on PowerPoint. It's a little bit more advanced, but I think it's a really great overview on what you can do with e-learning. So I'm going to let you watch it for a little and hear what they say.
What we have here is a demo that Michael Allen's team's done, and he uses this as an example from his book, The Guide to E-Learning. And in that book, click and drag the person and bring the person to your office. In PowerPoint, one is you'll notice that when I ask the question, the button.
Overall, integrating technology in the classroom is very beneficial to students. As Rob Blyer states in Chapter 1, an important function of school learning is to prepare students for the world of work in which they will use technology. You have just viewed a video that I created to help you understand the importance of integrating technology into the classroom. As Dr. Arnold states, combining visual imagery, motion, narration, text, and animation allows for realistic representation of many concepts that would otherwise be difficult to replicate or explain in the classroom.